So I've been wanting to try beeswax food wraps for a long time now. Unfortunately, they can be pretty pricey. When I was able to find some that were more reasonably priced, I was a little disappointed with the size options available, and I found the fabric to be a little bit bland. So when I found this super cute fabric on Amazon, I knew I was going to have to try to make some myself. So I cut the fabric to the shapes that I needed, and I got some beeswax and some pine rosin. I didn't measure anything, and I started out only with a little bit of the pine rosin because I was trying to get the smaller pieces because I didn't know how well they would melt, but they melted just fine, and I ended up adding some more in there. So my idea was just to take a paintbrush and paint the wax onto the fabric. The main problem I had is I couldn't get the wax to evenly coat the fabric. There were spots that were too thick and spots that were too thin. So then I thought if I used a heating gun, I would be able to even out the wax. But it still didn't work very well. I was going to try the method where you put it on a cookie sheet into the oven, but I realized I would have the same problem with the uneven wax. So then I decided using an iron was going to be the best way to get a nice even coating. Unfortunately, for some reason, I picked wax paper instead of parchment paper. And although it worked beautifully, it made such a mess. The wax seeped through onto the iron, which was very difficult to clean. And it also seeped through the fabric on the bottom that I was ironing on. But since the wax wrap came out perfect, I knew that I had to come up with a different way to do it. So next I got a cookie sheet and a piece of parchment paper. And then after I cleaned my iron, I wrapped it in aluminum foil so that the wax wouldn't get to it again. So I painted on the melted wax again. Put another piece of parchment paper down and ironed it. And it worked perfectly. So then I just hung it up to dry. I ended up making quite a few of these because once you get started, it's so easy. I was really happy with how they turned out. The texture is pretty much the exact same texture as the store-bought wraps that I bought. And I was able to do plenty of custom sizes to fit the things that I needed them to fit. And this fabric just could not be cuter. I have one huge bowl that I really wanted a wrap to fit, and so this is going to work out perfect. To use the wraps, you first crinkle them into a ball, and the heat from your hands will help to activate the stickiness of the wax. And then you just use it like you would use foil. And because you can make custom sizes, I was able to make them for my casserole dishes and for this huge bowl that I have, which ended up fitting perfectly. To clean them, you just use soap and cold water. And I had an onion wrapped in this one, and the smell did not transfer onto the wrap. And then you just put them in the strainer to dry, and then you can fold them up and store them in your drawer. Overall, I've been very happy with these wraps, and to be able to make them yourself at a fraction of the cost, plus you get to get your own cute fabrics and make your own custom sizes. I would definitely recommend trying this one for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.